Hello everybody and welcome back to Video Game Therapy 12, I think. Today I wanted to talk about being stuck in a rut. Absolute was just free on Epic Games. I've kind of had my eye on this game for a long time, and as far as I know, there's no narrative or anything in the story, so I'm just gonna swim around while I talk about being in a rut. Now, I think 3. It's very weird. Video game therapy is kind of like a cool log for things because I can measure. The reason I'm talking about a rut today is related to Video Game Therapy 8 or whatever, when I was talking about does imagination hold us back. And so today is Thursday, October 8th. This Video Game Therapy should be going up on the 10th? 8, 9, 10, yeah. And last week, I guess starting Friday, Man, the weekend kind of was like, oh, it's okay if I don't get anything done. It's the weekend, whatever. But Monday and Tuesday, Sunday even probably, oh man, I felt so defeated. Like my mind things were just overbearing. And I don't really know how to explain it. Whenever I have a problem, I always try to define it, and then try to solve it. But when I try to define a problem, I try to put it in words, but I couldn't put this in words. It was pretty much only emotional based and feelings based. And oh, that's quite nice. They have the dust particle sound thing with the sand. And it was just throwing me into this loop. It was honestly quite rough. Because I couldn't define my problem. Because of the fact that I couldn't put words to it, and this is a very me thing, quite honestly. I couldn't think about it, not clearly at least. No, I mean, it's a big philosophical question about, do we need language to think or whatever? And I don't think we do, but it helps me think more clearly when I can kind of talk to myself in a way, and I couldn't do that. And so I lost all inspiration for work and stuff, and man, it was rough. And so I consider it having been stuck in a rut. There's no puzzles or anything, right? Like, I can just do things and not have to worry about it. Anyway, I think I'm getting out of that rut. Yesterday I felt, it was yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday. Yesterday I felt better. Tuesday I woke up and was it Monday? Tuesday I woke up and I felt so defeated. Then I was good, and then I was even worse, and then I was like good again toward the end. Because I started doing this like workout thing, and I guess that was really helpful for me. Just being able to channel that energy somewhere. And I'll come back to that in a second. But and then Wednesday was okay. I don't know. I'm trying to think stoically. I was trying to think like, oh, this stuff's not in my control, yada 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 yada. It was a time and a half. But finding this thing to it doesn't prompt me to interact, that's why. This thing to channel all this emotional energy to, i.e. working out, was definitely helpful. To say the least. I felt really great afterwards. It's really challenged my willpower. And I was like, oh, maybe I should make a video on this or whatever. But yeah, so if you're in a rut, see if you can, channel your energy into something else. Something with addiction counseling, I believe. Don't quote me on this. But a concept that I believe is, I want to say common, well respected. I don't know. I after having given it some thought, I think it's a very legitimate idea. But if you're addicted to something, say video games, right? Or YouTube. Something very, very simplistic, because, if we're talking about drugs or something, there's a very different element there. But when you're addicted to something, you want to focus. You don't just want to focus on not doing that thing. You want to focus on doing something else. Actually, perhaps cigarettes might be a good idea. When, I don't know, whatever the addiction may be, it's not like you want to be like, okay, I don't know, it can be helpful to be like, all right, I'm not going to play games today. But even then, you want to reroute that time in a sense. You want to use that time for something else, and you want to focus on using that time for something else. And that also kind of corresponds to bringing the energy from, you know, whatever it is you're gripped by or whatever, and putting it towards something else. So if you're not watching YouTube, don't just sit there and, you know, well, this is a very extreme example, but don't sit there and think, okay, don't watch YouTube, don't watch YouTube, don't, and then do nothing. Distract yourself almost. Rewire your brain. You know, push past that wall, that barrier of comfort. Kind of hoping these things are going to tell me where to go eventually, because I don't know, it's cool swimming around though. But yeah, so, you know, if you're in a rut, see if you can find something that you can channel your energy into. You just have to be careful, because you don't want to channel it into something mindless. For example, I had all this, not really all this thing that was happening in my brain. My brain was responding to a situation, and I didn't think I could control it. You know, the stoic stuff aside, I've been trying to, you know, think, you know, a lot of this is not in my control. Whatever. It's one thing to say, okay, I'm gonna just watch YouTube and whatever, or, you know, I don't have a smoking problem. If you do smoke, I would highly encourage you to quit. It's horrible for you. I just want to make that clear. So I'm not, both on the sense I'm not talking from my own experience, in two ways, and to defend myself, and to just make that clear that if I say something that's, you know, weird, then I'm like, sorry, it's not my view. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. What was like, yeah, you don't want to be like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, sink myself into cigarettes or YouTube or whatever, which is very easy to do. But see if you can channel some energy and just do your best. You know, this isn't a snap of the fingers thing, I understand that. So just do your best and see if you can push past into something else. So for example, for me, that was just doing this weird workout thing. It almost turned into me drawing. I almost sat down and started sketching for a little while. The key thing is, it's something that you want to do, something that might bring you joy, and also not nothing. So let's say schoolwork, right? You're in a rut and you just can't get yourself to do this operating systems lab. Or you can't get yourself to do this homework that you know is not going to take very long, but you just can't bring yourself to do it anyway. Then accept that. Say, you know, okay, I'm not going to do this, but don't go to YouTube or Netflix or video games or whatever it may be, or cigarettes or whatever. Try to find something that feels unproductive but isn't. Reading is one of the best examples. For me, I personally believe that reading is one of those things that can be not productive, but it's also not an unhealthy habit. Another thing could be going on a run. You know, doesn't matter what your fitness level or whatever, just go out, you know, walk around. Just go walk. You don't even have to run. It can be really anything. Press view button to meditate. What's view? Whatever. I should figure this out. Hold on. So for me, you know, that this workout thing, it's every day for 30 days. Kind of a lot. What the heck is the view button, dude? I'm so sorry if people... Oh my god. Meditate. Oh, I did meditate. Okay. Cool. Well, yeah. Oh my god. Stop. Distracting yourself. So, with something that you want to do, but that's not totally unproductive, that's not totally mindless, that stretches you, but isn't for, drawing or reading, for example, it's something that a lot of people say they want to do, but don't have time for. Try and just do something that might be inspiring, but it just isn't, what you have to do. So, schoolwork or something. Let's see. And then, shoot, I had a second thing that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, planning. Now, I genuinely don't know if this is just a me thing. Actually, I'm going to preface it with something else. One of the things I tell people most often is that when your mind is busy, make a list. When you feel overwhelmed, make a list of all the things you have to do. Because what you'll learn, what you'll find very, very quickly is that after you get 5 to 10 items on there, you're going to start not struggling to find more items to put on there, but you're going to start thinking, okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so I wrote down these things because they're right on my mind. Wait, I have another class. Do I have anything for that class? Okay, I have something for that class. Got to write that down. And what you'll find is that your list is finite. You have a finite list of things to do. And that can be a beautiful thing. So if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, I would highly encourage you to just try that out. Just make a list. Make a list of everything that's going on. Now, for me, I really hope I don't have to run from this thing because I don't have focus right now. For me, it's something that's helpful. I was doing it and it turned into a planning session for a game that I want to work on. And I sat down, I made some commitments, which I have to review again. Art, I organized a system that should hopefully work for my art and improvement. It's doing one lecture every 3 days. And then whatever was assigned, so to speak, during that lecture, I have to get done by the next lecture. It's on Udemy. And then for Russian, I was like, okay, I can do, this much Rosetta Stone a week. That means every month I get through a unit. And it's 3 to 4 hours of like Russian a week, which isn't that much, but it's something. And something is better than nothing. Anyway, this whole planning session made me feel a lot better. This was like on Sunday though, and I felt like crap again at the end of the evening. And then Monday felt like crap again. But it worked temporarily. And I think if I did that again, it took me a lot of willpower to sit down and be like, oh, okay, just plan this out. But it helped. Because like the list thing, and again, this is the part that I don't know if it's just a me thing, but like the list thing, it helped me feel oriented. You don't have to plan super duper far ahead or anything. God, this game is visually gorgeous. Probably sounds great, but my volume's really low. It just it helps you understand that things are fine. Often when we're in a rut, it can be overwhelm. It can be a lot of things. Granted, none of these things tackled what I believe I was in a rut about. But I believe that I just needed to let my brain do its thing. I'm human. I have emotions. I have feelings. I needed to just let them run. And I don't think they're done running, but they're moving. We move. And so I'll take a sip of water here. And yeah, so those are the two things that sort of helped me. And eventually I got the work done. I haven't procrastinated like this entire semester until those last few days, which, well, that was rough. I felt really bad handing in a homework assignment 3 minutes before the deadline, but not like it's a bad thing to hand it in that late, but I just felt so much pressure and it was miserable. Anyway, once I got those in, I realized, okay, while this might not be the main cause of whatever was happening, this definitely wasn't helping. So, that being said, once you have your list, once you have your plan, just take action on something small. And that's sort of what I mean with my first point of being in a rut, is like when I was talking about, pick up reading or sketching instead of going on YouTube. Just complete something small. Do something that feels like completion. Sure, you can watch a YouTube video, and you can mark it as complete, but it's not the same thing. There's a big difference. Leisure time, yeah, that's a whole nother you know, that's something I would need to organize my thoughts to present the concept to. But my point is, when you do something that's midway through, on one hand, it doesn't feel like it's your schoolwork or your work or whatever, because it's not that thing that's on your mind. Oh, excuse me. It's not that thing you've been procrastinating, but it's also not something totally mindless, something that takes no effort, something that crushes your imagination and makes you uninspired. Oh, rip. Because in the sense, at the end of the day, when you finish your schoolwork, are you tired or are you simply uninspired? It was a quote, I think it's by The Rock, I saw on like Facebook like a week and a half ago. And it's been on my mind a lot, but you know, when you're procrastinating this work, is it because you're tired or are you just uninspired? And so I really encourage you to ask yourself that. Now, this, you know, my rut was not work related, but getting work done in this sense really helped me. So I figure that's kind of where I'm talking about, and I feel like that might apply to a lot of people, especially as school starts picking up and whatnot. But yeah, I just didn't want to talk about only my problem again, because I wanted to see if I can I wanted to see if I could help others with what I came to realize, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to make something where I could talk about what's been on my mind, and you know, if you're watching or listening and you got something from this, I'd love to hear it in the comments or in the Proton email or whatever. And don't forget to hydrate. And if you're in a rut, you know, no matter what, if you need to watch a YouTube video or watch a rom-com on Netflix, do what you got to do. You know yourself best, so I would never discourage any of that. It really is. It's being in a rut is rough. And I mean, I don't think I'm out of mine yet. Maybe I will end up talking about myself toward the end here. I don't think I'm out of my rut. I'm kind of getting over it, but there's just nothing I can do. And I think one of the things I'm doing to kind of work with that is that, you know, I've accepted there's really nothing I can do based on my self rules. But also, god damn, how do I do all these fish without it lagging like hell? Oh, I'm spacing. Oh yeah, I was just really trying to abide by, you know, Stoic ideas of like, if you can't do anything about it, just don't worry about it. And what's out of your control is out of your control. And it was just really hard to accept for this. I guess the emotions were strong. And it just doesn't make any objective sense either. I don't know. This too shall pass, right? But it's just weird, man. I wish I could be more specific, but I don't. I still can't quite find the words for it. Without every time I think I find the words, it just sounds ridiculous. It's like, really? Are you serious, bro? It's just an anomaly. What can I say? So I think that's kind of it for today's video game therapy. If you're stuck in a rut, it's okay to procrastinate. Just don't do something mindless. See if you can inspire yourself, because oftentimes we're just uninspired, not tired. So keep that in mind. And yeah, we would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, but thank you for watching and or listening. We'll find out what's on the other end of this tunnel on next time, whatever. I don't know. I'll do this again for video game therapy. This game is beautiful for it. So have a good one. Thanks for watching and or listening. And as always, don't forget to stay awesome. I hope you get out of your rut. Peace out.